You were a bat boy for the Brooklyn and Los Angeles Dodgers. Is that when you first came across Vin Scully?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I grew up in the Tampa Bay area. Dad was a Greyhound bus driver. In spring of 1956, right after the Dodgers finally beat the Yankees in '55, they were world champions. And the end of March, into spring training, he came home and Dad looked at me. He said, "You want to skip school tomorrow?" And I said, "Wow, Dad. Yeah, what are we doing?" He said, "Well, I've got a charter to pick up the Brooklyn Dodgers from the Tampa airport and take them to St. Pete to play the Yankees in an exhibition game. And I think it might be a fun day for you and I." And ironically, my dad and two other gentlemen had started the second Little League in Tampa, and we were going to start 4 days later. So I had a brand new Heart of the Hide mitt, and I was all set to go. And we got the bus and pulled down to the tarmac early in the morning, and all of a sudden the K.O. Malley one landed, which was the Dodger plane, and off came Campanella and Hodges and Robinson and Snyder and the boys of summer. So that day I got a chance to bat boy. They like my dad, and I had a chance to maybe two or three times this spring for the next 6, 7 years grow up with my idols. But I clearly remember the first person out of uniform that impressed me was Vin Scully. I think probably 2 years after that first opportunity, I'm sitting in the dugout, and this well-dressed man comes up with the silk pants and the jacket and this red hair and that voice that was so distinctive. And he had everybody had the uh, the little microphone and the tape there, and they would do interviews, and I'm listening, and all of ears. There's the voice of the Dodgers, and I figured it was the great Vin Scully I'd heard about. So from that point, 13 years later, out of Michigan State, I'm drafted in the first round, and that next spring, I'm at Dodger Town, the iconic Dodger training facility, and it's about the third day, and I'm walking down a path, and I look in front of me, and here's Vin Scully about 20 yards away. And as we got closer, I said, "Mr. Scully, Steve Garvey." He says, "Oh, son, welcome to the organization. It's great to have you." And I said, I doubt if you remember, but I was a bat boy in the '50s. And he said, "Weren't you that pudgy kid with the flat top and the bushwhacks?" And I said, "Yes, sir. I think hopefully I've leaned out a little bit." But he said, we heard there was a young man who had bat boy for us had signed. So that was the beginning of our adult relationship and a wonderful friendship. But obviously, having the opportunity to play for the Dodgers and to have Vin call the games was so very special to all of us.